Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the channel. How is everybody doing with just a few days till Christmas? Let's see who's in here. Dodging Bullets. Good morning. Outlaw Trucker. What's up, my friend? Superior Dreams. How are you, honey buns? Everyone's drinking coffee. Good, good, good. Cat Chats, Crime, and Coffee. Good morning. Hey, Katie Bird. How are you doing? Hello, Aggie. Hi, Pat. Amber, good morning. Good morning. Hey, Deb. Hey, Bonnie. Has anyone heard about Oakley Carlson? Yes, we have, Bonnie. We did a show about her on Friday. Go to the channel and just go to the videos, and we did that on Friday. She needs to be found. She does need to be found. I'm glad her parents are in jail. Cat's Eye, good morning. Good morning. Yep, Bonnie, she's been missing almost a year and her parents never reported it. It's kind of up in the air how long she's really been missing. We're actually going to cover that again next week. Juicy Tequila Bobo, good morning. Good morning. Southern and Sassy. What a cool name. I like it. I like it. Hey, Michelle, how are you doing? Uncomfortable Truth, good morning. Good morning, everybody. If I missed somebody, I apologize. I see Kate. Good morning. Dara Lee, how you been doing, girl? Hi, Julie. Pink Phoenix. Celeste, how you doing? Hey, Jen. Technigirl 63, good morning. Hey, Teresa. I hope everyone is doing well. Just 4 days before Christmas. Gonna bring up our favorite Grinch, Kevin B., and see what he's doing. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Brooks. Good morning, everybody in YouTube land. Good morning to all people, just for everybody following this channel, and it is greatly appreciated for sure.
Especially this week because everybody is so busy that, there's so many people off work. They're doing their baking, finishing up shopping. They've got wrapping to do, or they just don't want to be bothered this week. And that's
Exactly.
yeah. So I put your picture up you just sent me.
4
days until Christmas. Wow.
Every year I do that thing.
So you update it, not your wife?
Nope, I do every day.
I love it.
Yep. But another, boy, wouldn't it be awesome if they found summer before Christmas?
It would be amazing. It would be a Christmas miracle. Yes, Kelly Long had a Christmas miracle because Sophie was found in Mexico. I've been hoping, praying, wishing, and Oakley Carlson too. Let's find these children, even though they're more than likely not on this planet, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
At least give some peace of mind.
Yeah. Well, I hope Santa Claus shits on the Wells house, on their roof.
Oh. You led right into that. Just to
Yeah.
break the ice, everyone. Kevin said he hopes Santa Claus shits on the Wells house. Next year we have a couple of new segments for the show, and one is called Kevin B's Daily Rant. You do not want to miss it.
Oh, you get to hear me run my big fat yap.
Mm-hmm. Kat said Kevin B is our own personal elf on the shelf. If that isn't true, is somebody already drinking wine?
Yeah, probably Don and Candace.
Could be. Could be. Now, when do you guys leave for your trip? Because I know you're going to the water park
Yeah, day after Christmas.
day after. So you will be home for Christmas. Okay.
Yes, I will be. You?
I'm
Are
not
you
going to
going
the
to be
water
home
park.
for? Huh?
I'm not going to the water park.
No. Are you staying home for Christmas? Or are you going to families or?
Nope. We're having everything here. Everything here.
Cool.
Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Man, I'd rather do that than go places. You know what I mean? I hate that. I'd
Yeah, but
rather
it's going to
just.
be so much fun with the grandkids and the Great Wolf
Oh, for
Lodge.
sure.
And that cost you a pretty penny. I remember those days. The
No,
souvenirs alone will eat you out of house and home.
no. What I was saying was, I hate it when you drive over to somebody else's house for Christmas, then you got to go to another family, and instead of just doing everybody get together, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you can't get together, so.
Yeah, and that's okay. Just enjoy your day,
Yep.
whatever you do, whether it's I mean, I have a friend that said that they don't want to see their family, don't want to do anything, don't feel like going to church because they go every Sunday, don't want to go on Saturday, and they're going to the casino for the day. And I'm like, it's your day. Enjoy it. Enjoy
Yeah,
it.
where my wife works, it's all kids that come from molestation and
Mm-hmm.
come from bad families, and and those kids are all alone at Christmas at this place where she works, and
Oh,
yeah, it's terrible,
it's bad
absolutely
enough for
terrible.
adults because I mean, everything on TV is basically a Coke and a smile, if you know what I mean. Happiest time of the year, happiest time of the year. But the kids, that's what really breaks my heart. The kids.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Merry Christmas, I molested you. It's sad. They have nowhere to go, no family. I can't imagine being that age and not having family, you know?
They're better off without their family.
You're right, they are.
That's their blessing. That is their blessing.
True.
I don't want to jinx myself, but for some reason, StreamYard has not been acting up the last couple of shows. But you all know the routine. If it does kick me out, I'll be right back. And Kevin will be your pilot.
Yeah, it didn't do any. Yesterday, I didn't have one problem with it. I was
No,
amazed.
neither did I. I have no, and either on Friday.
Right.
Yeah, Tammy, you're right. Christmas time is, it's a very bad time for a lot of people. Very bad time.
Mhm.
So, reach out to people, see how they're doing, even if you haven't talked to them in a long time. Hell, we're all on social media. Everyone. If you're here, you're on social media. You can all just reach out to someone because the loneliest people will not reach out.
Nope.
But you know who is reaching out?
Who?
Seems that they're going to be having a protest at Tucker Drywall on Christmas Eve.
No. Who's organizing the protest? Do you know?
Let me put it on the screen because I do not know this group, nor do I understand it. And I'm going to give my thoughts on this and see what everyone else thinks because we are an open community. And yep, there it is. Protest Don Wells at Tucker Drywall. This is Friday, December 24th. It says 1700. So I'm going to assume 2:00. Anyway, what the hell do these people have to do with anything?
Maybe they just want to raise a ruckus.
Yeah, it's not Andra. It's not Jonathan. It's not any of those people. So what in the world even if it's a joke, it's a sick joke, and you're still causing disruption to people that are just going to work and doing their job. For one, I have a feeling they're going to be closed on Christmas Eve. So you're going to an empty parking lot for what? Don't you have anything better to do on a holiday than go and bother people that are just that's their place of work?
Right.
Celeste said that's a big no. That guy has nothing to do with this. I wonder who made this up, because this is not cool. This is not cool.
No, absolutely not. It's not.
Allegedly. Perfect. Yeah, Don has not been accused, charged, convicted. Leave people's jobs alone. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Hey, if they want to protest, go to the end of the driveway on Ben Hill. I don't know. I agree. It's Christmas Eve. Yeah, who's going to be there? Well, who are they going to yell at?
I guess
Nobody?
an empty parking lot. An empty parking lot? Yeah.
I guess so.
And I mean, and even if they are open Christmas Eve, why would you be bothering people that are doing their jobs? It's going to be office staff in there because everyone else is out on sites because they're construction. And that just makes no sense to me. Why would you harass these people that have nothing to do with summer? That does not help summer.
I think maybe what they're trying, if this is even legit, what they're trying to do is maybe just stir Don up. That's the only thing I could think of, because the people that work at Tucker Drywall, I don't think they got summer got gone. Maybe they're just trying to cause friction in Don's life. I don't know.
They have nothing. The people at that job have nothing to do with it.
No.
Imagine, okay, like you're talking about your wife and where she works. Every child that's there is a victim of a crime.
Right.
Could you imagine if people were at your wife's work every day protesting when she's just trying to do her job and has nothing to do with the crime? It's apples and oranges, I get it. But what I'm saying is the people at this place have nothing to do with this. Nothing.
No. Absolutely nothing. They didn't get summer gone.
Nope.
So
Nope.
if was this on Facebook or what?
Yeah. And you
So
know
is
everything on Facebook is true. We're going to talk about that in a minute because I got some things to say about some of these Facebook groups and things that are going around.
Okay.
But yeah, this was on Facebook. And you know what? That's the thing. You can just throw stuff out on the internet and say, yeah, we're going to protest. And it'll say like 2 people plan to go. And everyone's in an uproar. And they were just basically doing it to get people going. But what I'm saying is someone is taking this seriously. And they will show up there because that's how people are. And I just think you should leave people's work alone. You want to stand at the bottom of the driveway and you want to scream and yell, where's summer? That's one thing. You want to protest outside of Hawkins County Sheriff's Department, peacefully and say, where's summer? I get it. And that's your right. But why would you protest someone's job? And I don't mean Don's job. I mean everybody else that works there.
Try. It could be just trying to get Don to lose his job. Evidently they don't give a shit about what I want to say, the company that employs him. Because
Yeah.
I believe Don, isn't he a subcontractor? He's
Yeah.
not
Yeah. Something like that. But what about everybody else? What about the owner?
Right.
His wife and family, the people in the office, the other subcontractors. Some people will be like, look, I don't want to use you now.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's what they want to happen.
Yeah, it's like guilt by association. Why do that to these people? They have nothing to do with anything.
No. Another chapter in the shit show.
You got that right. You got that right. You got that right. Anybody in here familiar with Polly Klaas and her father, Mark Klaas? Some people pronounce it Klaas, some it's Klaas. Anyway, on Web Sleuths last week, I think it was the 15th. I'm not going to stream it because I don't know the woman that owns the channel, and some people don't want their stuff shared. Some people say it's okay. I don't know how to get a hold of her. Anyway, he was on the show and it was very interesting. We can still talk about it. I can't stream it. Now, remember, his daughter went missing and she was abducted, kidnapped, and killed. All right. Polly was I think the first missing child to even be on the internet. That's like when the social media started really sharing missing children. He had a lot of really good insight. He's not real privy to the case, you could tell, because he said many times, he doesn't think Dawn and Candace are responsible for Summer getting gone. And okay, that's fine. But he's very well respected, so he's not going to accuse anybody of anything. But he did mention several things, and that was very interesting. Him talking about his dealings when Polly, after she was abducted, with the FBI. And he did have some suggestions for Dawn and Candace, and I really hope they watch the show. Did you see any of it, Kevin?
I'm sorry, Brooks. I'm tending to one of the grandkids. I'll be back in just a sec.
That's okay. Well, one thing he said, like they were talking about Dawn and Candace on TV, social media, and he said, look, they weren't primetime ready. So he's basically saying, cut them a break. They weren't primetime ready. I don't really think it has anything to do with primetime ready. I think it has more to do with you. No matter your education, your social class, or whatever, we can tell your heart. And it just has always seemed to me that Candace's heart isn't in it. So like I said, he doesn't know the case back and forth like all you guys. He said that when Polly was missing, she was missing for 65 days. A lot of psychics reached out to him, okay? And he got really frustrated with the FBI because they wouldn't take any of their tips, nothing credible. They wouldn't work with them. And he kept saying, oh, these people solve cases all the time. And they said, absolutely not. So he learned a lot. Then he had a lot of attorneys reaching out to him. But the biggest thing he said that really got me is, for an abduction, a kidnapper wants to be near like an interstate. They got to get away fast. So it's already been ruled out that it was an abduction. The FBI card unit, TBI, the sheriff's department. And, but he did make a valid point. He said, that would be almost an impossible place to abduct her. Just what it takes to go to an interstate and get out of there.
Yeah, wasn't it one of the stats? Isn't it a child that is abducted like that? They live, 3 hours? That's the average. 3 hours, that child is alive.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Allegedly, I hope he sued the hell out of LE. Who? Mark Klaas? Who sued who? What are you talking about? He did have one suggestion. He said Dawn and Candace need to make themselves very, very available to law enforcement. Because he said when Polly went missing, and he said, if social media was the dumpster fire then that it is now, he was like, I couldn't imagine all the things that people would have said about me, Polly's mother. But he said, we made ourselves available as soon as possible. Get us out of the way, and then you can find who did this. Now, another interesting thing, and I found this in another interview, he said when people think that the FBI is waiting to clear the parents so then they can find the other people. He said it doesn't work that way. They're working every angle from the minute they get the call. Abduction, wandered off, parents' involvement. He said so they're not waiting to clear them. He said they work every angle from the minute because it's a child missing.
Well, to me, the whole thing that made it fishy was, this is the only part of it. They never once have pleaded on the national media stage for the abductor to return their daughter. And you know why? Because they know there's no abductor.
It was ruled out very, very easy, very early. And that's why today we're talking about, because a lot of people they're still talking about what the TBI put out last week when they said very strong possibility that she wandered off. Sure. And they have to put that out there because it hasn't really been ruled out. But what they did rule out very early on was abduction. No abduction.
Yeah, they're not going to come out and say, yep, we got some shit on Dawn and Candace and Grandma or whoever. We're working on that right now. They're not going to say nothing until there's a damn arrest.
Doesn't seem like it. Joy Catcher said, and usually law enforcement are with the parents in interviews.
Yep.
Has anyone seen one with them at all together? Nope, not at all. And there's a reason that somebody will not go around law enforcement at all.
Yeah. And and there's some reason every time the hard questions are asked, she flees.
Mm-hmm.
She cannot sit there and put on that face. Yeah, Donnie. And it's so obvious to me, in my opinion, that Candace, and the minute the questions get real, oh my God, I can't take this no more. Just bring him back to that day. That's what it probably is, that day.
Yep. No, you're right. So let's talk about it. What are the odds she really wandered off and hasn't been found, or the odds that there's foul play? I've been reading comments on Facebook, people that have left comments for us, emails, discussion in Discord. So let's talk about the likelihood that she wandered off.
Yeah, she won. Well, in my opinion, if she wandered off, they'd have done found that little girl. She'd have been found already. She'd have been found, in my opinion, the first night, if she was alive.
Mm-hmm. We spoke about little Vady in Alabama. It took them about 2 days, I believe, to find her. Because when kids move, we all know they move fast. They can get out of our sight real, real fast. No doubt about it. But they are found because they want to go home. Summer knows her own name. So think about this. When you had hundreds of people walking shoulder to shoulder, looking up, looking around, looking down, yelling her name, she knows her name. She would have screamed back at some point because she's 5. She would want to go home.
Yeah, she wouldn't have died overnight because, first of all, the weather. She wouldn't have had hypothermia, I don't think, that time of the year in Tennessee.
No.
At all.
No.
They'd have found that little girl, I'm telling you.
No.
And that's mostly what, when a missing child, dies like that, it's a lot of times it's due to hypothermia. It all depends on what time of the year that they get lost and spend their nights in the forest or whatever. But man, this was in Tennessee, in the summer. So she didn't just have hypothermia and die, there's no way. They'd have found her, in my opinion.
They would have found her. They would have. Like I said,
Yep.
No. So, when people are like, well, the TBI said she wandered off, they said possibility. Possibility. That doesn't mean that that's what happened. That she just like, for one, a 5-year-old doesn't run away from home. They don't have they don't have a phone. Well, some do, or they can reach out to people saying, "Hey, come get me and let's go hang out." So if she truly wandered away, she wouldn't have gotten too far. She would have been found, especially now. Look at the equipment that they were using early on and the second search when the leaves and everything have fallen. They would have found her.
And trust me, Summer's only 5 years old, but I guarantee you she knows her way around that house and that yard and that little trail. Summer, even though she's 5, I'm sure she was very familiar with her surroundings. Because in my opinion, Don and Candace let them kids run wild. That's my opinion. Ain't nobody ever kept an eye on them. So Summer more than likely knew her own yard. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I don't buy the wandered off thing. We've talked about it for
Nope.
months, and I know it's like I beat a dead horse on here all the time, but no, there's no wandering off because she would have been found. A 5-year-old, 40-pound little girl isn't going to wind up 40 miles away.
Well, if she wandered off, she had help doing it. There you go. There's just no way they would have found. And I think that goes back to what Robin was. A lot of people, oh, Robin, she could be low, but she just silly. What did Robin say that night? She even thought they'd find her. We'll just grab some flashlights and snacks and we'll pull an all-nighter.
Yeah.
Even Robin knew that if she wandered off, we'd find her. So did
Because she
David.
would have been around there somewhere. And on
Yep.
top of that, nobody believed she was abducted. Some people didn't even believe she was missing because look at who was handing out the story, and that was Candace. They didn't believe it. That still blows my mind. How many of you, if a very close friend of yours, best friend, even an acquaintance, calls you and says, "My child is missing," would you just go, "Yeah, right"? No. No, you would believe them. Several people did not believe Candace. And if I'm correct, if I'm wrong, guys, tell me, but Robin stayed through her daughter's entire dance recital. So she wasn't so alarmed to think that there was an abductor on the loose that had grabbed Summer and got her gone. No, so there's no wandering off. She would have been found. And let's face it, whether you're in Eastern Tennessee, Southeast Oklahoma, wherever, there's animals everywhere. Okay?
Yep.
And part of those animals, like Southern and Sassy said, I don't want to be too graphic here, fly around in the air. So
The thing of it is, if she wandered off and let's say she fell prey to some animals, they would have found clothing already. They would have more than likely found scattered remains. Remember, I talked to you earlier this morning what coyotes and bears do, right? Kansas, I'm scared of the snakes, bears, and the coyotes. Well, I know the habits of coyotes and bears. I hunted them. I know what they do. And if she would have been attacked by animals, they'd have found something. They'd have found clothes for sure. They would have.
absolutely. And here's the whole thing. Ronnie Lawson has said for over 6 months, search your property, search your properties, search your properties, look for clothing. He even said it's mowing season now, look for clothing. He said in the last interview, I think, he said, it's hunting season, look for clothing. Now, we're not saying that you're going to find the whole tracksuit. He's saying we need just something to point them in that direction. Not that Jenna said, if there's a supposed abductor around, would you send your other children outside?
Exactly.
Wow. Uh-huh.
Here's what did Candace say? I gave the boys their buck knives and told them to go down, go down there and if there's a bear, you might as well stab it to death. I mean, come on. You know, the boy, she sent the boys down to the creek. Yeah, she had to make it look good. That's why,
Hmm.
in my opinion.
If that even happened, because like we said, when they say
Exactly.
left, we go right.
Yep.
It does not work that way. Too many things do not make sense at
If my
all.
daughter got gone or my granddaughter, the rest of my kids, I'd say you keep your ass sitting right here on the couch till we find your sister.
Yeah,
You know what
do
I mean?
not exactly.
Yeah, don't. I'm not going to send my grandkids or my kids out with a knife in case a bear or a coyote. A coyote's not. They're so scared of people. But a bear, unless it's got rabies or something. But a bear, send your kids down there. That does not make sense at all.
No, when one child is out of your sight, you're going to do your damnedest to protect your other children
Yep.
and make sure that they are safe.
Yep.
Southern and Sassy said, I believe with all my heart that Grandis is the one that made up the whole story that Candace is telling. Yep, I agree.
Could be.
I couldn't agree
Yeah, and
more.
here's the other thing to piggyback off of Candy, I would have told my kid, you sit right. I mean, you would, if you had a kid that ended come up missing right quick, you would be hyper vigilant and you would tell your kids to sit right here. You don't want to lose track of them.
Mhm.
And what does Don do? First thing he does is go to the damn shed. Wouldn't you want to drive up your driveway as fast as you could and make sure your wife and kids are all right and see what's going on? Why do you got to go to a shed? What are you looking for, Donnie boy? What are you hiding? What was in there? Something. You ain't bullshitting me. Yeah. Why did he go to that damn shed first? That don't
Uh,
make sense either.
hell if I know, but Summer wasn't hiding in there.
Nope.
We know that because she hasn't been found. But I'm going back to what Jenna said, and clear as a bell. If there's an abductor in your area, you're going to put on that mom patrol shirt, if you know what I
Yep.
mean, and you're going to be extra, extra careful to
Yep.
make sure nothing happens to your other children. But what
Right.
happened to their children? They got taken a month later by CPS. They're in foster care. What does that tell us?
Yeah.
What does that tell
Yeah.
us?
I about fell out of my chair when that all went down. Candace sending them out there with knives to the creek. Come on.
No.
No. Listen, it just wouldn't happen that way. A parent, I mean, if one of your kids came up missing, you would be so hyper vigilant at that moment, at that point in time. You're not going to send your kids out in the dark to look for their missing sister. Now, does that make sense?
Nope. Now it wasn't
No.
dark at that time. Okay, let's say
No,
around
that's
6
true.
o'clock. But still, if you believe that your child was abducted, you're not going to send 3 more out so they can get abducted too.
Nope. What I meant by in the dark was, if you're looking for, it could get dark and the kids would be out there. It just doesn't make sense. A parent would not do that, I don't think, in my opinion. Would, so they can get gone by however your daughter got gone,
No,
you know?
no, hell no, hell no, no, no. Several people, and this has been going on since the beginning, keep saying that something happened in the water, and a lot of people say it's a dry drowning. Well, I've been reading a lot about it. Okay, a dry drowning is very, very, very uncommon. Extremely. It does happen. Okay. Someone takes in a small amount of water through the nose and or mouth, and it causes a spasm that makes the airway close up. Dry drowning usually happens soon after exiting the water. Okay. It's really uncommon because most people are strong enough, and especially a child, to cough the water back up. Have you ever been like taking a drink of coffee, tea, pop, whatever, and you take a breath at the wrong time and it goes down the wrong airway and you have to
Yeah,
cough
that
it out?
hurts.
It does hurt. It
You know
does
what
hurt.
hurts worse? Is potato chips when you swallow them wrong. Oh,
I was about to say that.
it's like they stick in your throat, you know. But anyway,
Well, this was no potato chip and this was no dry drowning because I
no.
believe that Summer, with even a little like teaspoon of water, could have coughed it up.
Well,
And not to
I
mention,
don't.
she had Candace, Grandis, and Hunter around her. Somebody would have noticed her choking and spasming afterward. And Hunter has never even mentioned her sneezing.
She didn't dry drown.
No.
No way.
Nope.
I don't believe that at all.
Nope. I don't. So what's it leave us with? Foul play.
The milk jug video.
Let's talk about that. I'm going to actually put
Haha.
that picture up real quick.
Yeah.
And we have a little challenge for everyone.
Yep. Try it. I did this morning.
Let's try something together. All right. So you
There
see
you go.
Summer right there, and she's sleeping on cold milk. Okay. Her temple, okay, which is very sensitive, is laying right on cold milk.
Mm.
Now, Kevin did this morning. How long could you keep that milk to your face?
It wasn't very long at all, and it cold, and I mean it. It almost feels like if you leave it on longer, it's going to burn your face. No way that little girl in that picture. There's either two possibilities, and these are my opinions. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
she's either drugged or she's no longer with us. Period. Go stick a gallon of milk to your face and see what I'm saying.
It'll wake you
Uh,
right up.
Yeah, she isn't. There ain't no way you could lay there on that milk, and a damn kid is not going to do that. I don't give a shit what Candace and all them say.
Mm-mm.
Nope,
And I don't care how hot you are or
nope.
what's going on. You've got a fever. Think about like when you ice something, like you got a sore muscle or something. They're like, oh, ice it. You can only put it on there for so long, and you're like, no, I can't do it anymore. Supposedly she's asleep.
The only way you could do what she's doing is if you took a towel and put it over the milk and then did it. But I mean, I'm serious. I was shocked when I tried it, because I've always thought, well, yeah, that milk's, probably cold.
Hmm.
But I stuck it to my face, and I'll tell you what, it'll wake you up quick.
Yeah, it would. So what's
So,
going on here? Are we
yeah,
this doesn't look like a child laying on cold
nope,
milk that would go home. Look at her. Look at this precious little baby that would go home and then just suddenly wander off. She'd had a full day. She'd been swimming, drug all
yeah,
over the place, fell asleep. I'm using that term loosely on a jug of cold milk that would wake up an elephant, if you really want to know the truth, because it's cold. But then, after all of this activity, she wanders off.
yeah. They didn't even buy her lunch that day either, that I know of. No
No.
food.
Yeah. So, where would the
No.
energy be to even wander off?
What was in the orange pop?
Hmm.
Anyway, yep. But yeah, I'm glad you brought this up, Brooks, because try it at home. Stick a gallon of milk next to your face,
Yeah.
and you'll see.
Jenny Rose says, nobody is listening to me. What you got, Jenny? I'll listen to you.
And
I
so
must
will
have
I.
missed it. Yeah.
What do you got?
Yeah. Some of you guys are
Okay.
new here. Please hit the sub button. Give us a like. If you want, come join us in Discord because we love to talk to people all the time. But yeah, for you new people, we talk about everything. Open forum, open opinion, open discussion. We agree to disagree, and then if we can't, there's some people that they just they don't hang here too well. Jenny said, I was thinking possibly secondary drowning. Yeah, and like I said, a lot of people have talked about that for a long time, and I get it. I get it. But she had 3 people around her. It wasn't like she went swimming and went and laid down and took a nap and nobody was looking at her and she had a spasm then. She had people around her. Hang on 1 second, okay?
Sure. Yeah, there's no way in hell she laid on that milk. No way, not alive or not drugged, in my opinion. That is so cold. And that sealed the deal for me right there. When I stuck that milk to my face, I was like, there ain't a chance in hell that she did that willingly. No way. Unless the milk had been in the car for hours and it was warm, or not as cold as. But Hunter said she fell asleep watching TikTok videos. Okay? Remember that. So, was Summer like this when they left with Hunter? They left the grocery place. And another thing I'm going to ask Brooks, people.
I'm back.
Oh,
I had to sign for a package. I apologize. That's very rude of me, but it is that time of year.
well, you got to do what you got to do. I was just saying that, remember, Hunter said that Summer fell asleep watching TikTok videos while they were in the store, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is no way that she laid on that milk and went to sleep. Okay, here's the other thing. If she was with Hunter in the car, okay, the truck or whatever, and she fell asleep, who put her on the damn cold milk then?
That's what
That
I've
had to
been
have been, yeah, who put her there? Because if she fell asleep with Hunter, there wasn't no milk in the damn truck yet, folks,
Mm-hmm.
at all.
That's from the grocery store because remember,
Exactly.
Candace and Grandis were in the store and left Hunter and Summer in
Yep.
the truck on a hot ass day
Yep.
for an hour. How long does it take to grab a couple jugs of milk and some cheese? Why were you in there an hour?
Yep.
Let's think about
That's all
that.
they bought.
Why?
Yeah. And that's all they bought was milk and cheese. So, what does that tell you? Okay, let's play. So, Candace and Grandma come out of the store. Summer's asleep because she fell asleep. Hunter said, I'm sorry to keep saying his name, but fell asleep watching the videos. So, Grandma would have had to come out. Candace would have had to put the milk in the truck, and somebody, if she was asleep, lean Summer either over on the milk or, I don't know. But all I'm saying is this is sus AF. That's all I can say.
Jenny Rose said not an hour. I'm going off what Hunter said. Hunter said that they were in the store for an hour.
Yes, he did.
That's all I know. I'm not going to call anyone a liar. All we know on here is what we're told. We don't know these people and we weren't there. Nope. All we have is what they have said. Hunter said Candace and Grandis were in the store for an hour. Okay.
And that was his exact words. Yeah, he said an hour. In a bacon ass hot car. Summer falls asleep. So then they come out and put her on milk. I don't buy it. Summer, no. Why didn't Summer wake up? Why was Summer still asleep on the cold milk when they got to Hunter's, H's and Allie's house? There's no way she could ride that long with her face on that milk. No way.
Well, and let's talk about that. Why? Two totally different version of events.
There
Somebody
you go.
has to be telling the truth, because even the most pathological liar tells the truth sometimes. Remember, even a broken clock is right twice a day. So you have Candace saying that Summer was wide awake when they got to Hunter and Allie's house. Allie is saying she's asleep, and I believe Hunter said she was asleep too. Grandis wouldn't say shit if she had a mouthful of it. So why the different stories? And I also want to know, well, we know why the different stories, but how can they be so different? I'm not talking little variations. This is a little different. That's a little different. I mean, totally opposite. She's awake. She's asleep. No, I saw her asleep. No, she was wide awake. That's night and day. And Linda, you're right. Yeah. Hunter was wet that day too. He was wet that day too. How come nobody cared about him sitting in the truck wet, but they cared about little bitty Summer getting the truck seat wet?
Exactly. And remember this too. Okay. Summer's on the milk jug. They get to Allie's house. What happens? This is what Summer did not wake up and Allie said it seemed to me that Candace didn't wanted to get out of there fast and didn't want Allie to touch or talk to Summer. So that right there telling me something is fishy with that damn milk. That's all I'm saying.
Jax SMU, welcome to the channel. Hit the sub button. We love new people coming in. Love everybody being here. Don't get me wrong. Rewatch CM video with H. You will have a better understanding of the milk. I can't watch that video enough, and especially part 3 with Allie and Leslie. So many things jump out at me in those videos. You're absolutely right. Anytime you can rewatch that just to get further understanding, do it, because it's very, very telling. And Chris did a great job on that.
Yeah, and if you really want to dive in deep, and Brooks, I'm sure you'll agree, is the 3 interviews with the statement analysis guy, Steve.
Yeah.
That's absolutely brilliant, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Pink Phoenix said alcoholic poisoning off the twisted tea. That has been brought up many, many times because a friend, I don't know the friend's name because I don't believe that Candace really has any friends, said that it was common for Candace to give Summer alcohol. Well, at 40 pounds, how much alcohol, and especially on a hot day, and I believe there was 2 twisted teas. 2. That is very likely. Think about it. It's hot. She's swimming. I mean, I'm a grown adult. If I'm out in the sun swimming and it's hot, and I mean, I could easily get sick from drinking too much alcohol.
Yeah, it was mentioned, and I can't remember by who or even if it's for sure credible, but it was said, yeah, the Candace gave the kid, I think it was Summer, somebody said that in her bottle she put alcohol. So I wouldn't put it past her. No, I would not at all. They are capable of anything. Seriously.
Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at this. Rach, who knows? Rach, you always have great comments. Why was the milk not put in the bed of the truck? Yeah, it's not like it's going to fly out. And you didn't have the air conditioning on inside the truck anyway.
And Summer was asleep. So did you move her and put the milk in there? It just seems to me to threw it in the back.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. Voices Behind the Wall is in here. Merry Christmas. And she said, because Candace is nothing but a liar. Grandma was sleeping in the camper. Candace hurt that little girl. No doubt in my mind. Donald knows it too. There was 2 twisted teas, one for Candace and one for Hunter. I believe that. I do. Because enough's enough. We've been talking about a missing little girl for 6 months. Enough's enough. Tell the truth and tell the truth. This can be over today.
Yep.
Exactly.
You know why? Because they're the ones that hold the damn answers. I guarantee you. They know what happened to Summer and they know where she is,
Yep.
period.
Yeah, enough's enough. Christmas is Saturday. Christmas is Saturday. Put it to rest. Do the right thing. It can all be over today, Candace. It can all be over today.
Yep, it sure could. But I think they're going to want to ride the train. Well, let me tell you something. In my opinion, the hourglass is getting empty. It won't be long until click, click, click goes the bracelets. You
Hang
still
on.
there, Brooks?
Yeah, I'm just reading something.
Okay.
I apologize. Just roll with it. Said, how can H remember what flavor slushy everyone had, but can't remember holding milk in his lap? I've often wondered, and I also, recently people have been saying that they said that when Hunter got back, he was acting very differently. And supposedly he's got PTSD and all this stuff from the afternoon. What did he see exactly? Fix. Yeah, the FBI is involved. I don't really, I personally, I don't like it that they say that the lead in charge is Hawkins County. They're a small department. Not that they're bad people, but they're small. Let the FBI or TBI just have the whole case. I pray for clink clink today too.
Yeah. I wish them handcuffs would go click today, too. I really do. Because, come on, this, man, I know time's going to run out. I'm just, I'm impatient. It's been a long time.
It's been
And
way too long. And think about how agitated, anxious, nervous, and upset we all are. Candace, you're her mother.
I guarantee you, Candace and Don are nervous. I don't care how they act. I guarantee you. I mean, you can't, you can put that emotion in the back of your, and not try to not look, that way. But I guarantee you, they're nervous too. They
Mm-hmm.
have to be.
Oh, waitress says JC Dugard was found alive after being missing for 18 years. Yes, and she does wonderful work for missing children. Let me tell you, what she's doing for the Turpin family, she's giving back. She is giving back, and she is a victim and a half. What that girl went through. Pray Summer is found alive. Oh, I hope Summer's alive too. I don't see it.
But was
I don't
was
see
her
it.
parents? Was that girl's parents like Don and Candace?
No, nothing like them. No, she was
There
abducted,
you go.
running to the school bus. Running to the school bus. Serena. Candace had no idea about that pillow when Chris asked her about it. Then she made some excuse. Yeah, let's talk about the pillow real quick. Okay, I don't exactly take inventory of my house every day, but if someone asks me, hey, I saw this picture of your son, where'd it go? I'd be like, oh, I put it in the closet because the frame broke, or I moved it to another room. I wouldn't say, oh, no. Things don't disappear. Things don't disappear,
Yeah.
especially
And
on the day that your daughter went missing. Things don't disappear, and they damn sure don't disappear from your mind. You're going to have everything ingrained. You know why? Because you want to find your child. You want to find your child. Everything's ingrained that day.
yeah. And what did they say the reason for the pillow? They wanted Summer to sit on it because Grandma doesn't like her seats wet. Well, why in the hell was Hunter sitting there? And the other question, $1 million, where's the damn pillow? Where is the pillow? And if Grandma was so concerned about getting the seat wet, why Was Hunter not part of that? Why?
Hunter's got a much bigger ass than Summer.
Yeah.
He would get the seat a lot more wet than Summer, but you were more concerned about Summer getting your seat wet than Hunter. Hunter's a teenage boy. Obviously, he's a lot bigger than Summer. And okay, here's another one. Alexandra, why not prop her sleeping head on the pillow? Yeah, why not on the pillow? You prop her up on cold milk?
Yeah. It don't make sense. Sorry. It just doesn't. Candace's pea brain, she should have thought of the milk being suspicious as hell.
Mhm.
Puts her dot, it's just something is wrong with this whole picture, folks.
You're worried about your seat being wet, but you've got open pop back there. We talked about it in another show. You give a 5-year-old a slushy, and you know that's going to make a mess in your car. You've got candy scattered all over the seat, but you don't want the seat wet. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, and the other thing that makes it suspicious, Candace, Don, and Granny, I don't think they really are concerned about how dirty or wet a damn seat gets. They're not that kind of people. It's bullshit.
Mm-mm. No. No. Mm-mm. And why, I mean, was the pillow just in the truck? Did you bring the pillow? I don't know, because you really didn't have any plans to go swimming. You said you were going fishing. Yet you had no tackle, no poles or anything. None of that day makes sense. I
And
still
yet,
don't understand why Candace made a point to tell I need to quit saying his name, that the boys went to work with Don. Now, yeah, they were home alone because supposedly they were cleaning the house because they were going to have visitors the next day, as in CPS. But her leaving 3 boys at home alone isn't something that Candace would cover up because to her it's not a big deal. So why even make that story up? The whole day is a lie. The whole day is a lie.
yeah, and wasn't there? Why did she put Summer's bathing suit on at Allie's house? She never. I mean, that whole day. What I'm getting at is, you're right. That whole day, just all eyes had to be on Summer that
Mhm.
day, because I guarantee you, Candace is not a hyper vigilant mom. Period.
Mm-mm.
We've already seen proof of that.
Exactly. Sweet dreams. JC Lee, DeGard, Elizabeth Smart, the Cleveland Girls, Michael Monkey Vaughn, Cleo Smith, and countless others were taken. Why is it so hard for people to believe that maybe Summer was taken? Because a because the FBI card unit, TBI, and Hawkins County said there is no sign of an abduction. If she was abducted, they would have already told us she's abducted. Just like they've done with every case that you have mentioned. They're missing. They have been kidnapped. In this case, they're saying no, no. But you're absolutely right. They're saying no.
Well, why is it hard to believe, not to believe she was taken? Well, my answer to that question is look at the parents, okay? And then go from there. That's Look at Summer's surroundings, her parents, everything, about Donnie and everything. There's just too much bull crap being slung that Summer just wandered off or that she was taken.
Mhm.
Yep.
Well, and let's talk about the abduction. Even though we've talked about it a million times, there's nothing wrong with talking about it again. Who would have known she was home and where she was on that property? Who would have known? They had been running around all day long. So they get home, supposedly planting flowers, doing dishes, cooking dinner, whatever she said, doing laundry. I don't care. I don't think any of that shit happened. Who would have known they were home and where Summer was on the property? where she was in the house, if she was inside or outside. Who would have known? And I go back to the interview. I think it was the day after Father's Day when Dawn said she walked out the basement door. A million times I've asked, Dawn, why didn't you ask Candace if she saw her? Who saw her walk out the basement door? Who saw her walk out the door? If you saw her walk out the door, you would know what direction she went. But they don't even know that. And I also would love to know, and these are questions we can't answer, obviously, because we don't have the case file. But I would love to know, when the deputies got there after the 911 call, how long did it take them to realize what she told 911 and what she was saying to their faces were two totally different stories? Because I don't believe for a minute she kept that story straight.
I'm going to go back to what you just said
Yep.
about who would know she was in it. Look at it this way, too. Who and what abductor is going to be driving around the hollers of Tennessee on a dead end road and looking for a child to abduct, or even running across one? Because, listen, that road they live on, it's not like that road gets a ton of traffic. That dead, you know. So what's the odds? It's just all bullcrap. There is no way this was an abduction. Absolutely not, in my
Nope.
opinion.
Nope. Amanda, who's new here, hit that sub button. She said, I can't wait for this case to crack wide open. Me too. Every morning, I type in Summer Wells on Google, hoping that something happened overnight. Every morning. Deborah, she said, late to this story, have the other kids been removed from the parents? Yes, ma'am. The 3 boys have been removed. They have been removed.
Oh, and don't forget tell her about Candace's other kids too.
Yep, she had 2 other children removed from her when she lived in Wisconsin, much older children. Her daughter, who is also named Candace, yes, there's 3 Candaces, Candace, reached out to her, and basically, Candace, instead of saying, I think about you every day. I was young when I had you. This is what happened, et cetera, because her daughter, Candace, is on Reddit quite often, and she has a lot of stuff to say. And basically what Candace told her when she reached out is, don't ever call me again. F off.
Oh, and let's not forget to tell the new person too. Don tried to sell his kids for drugs. There you go. Yep. Can't forget that either. Listen, I am so glad they took them boys.
Yep.
They ain't never getting them back, in my opinion. They won't. And it's just too bad it was too late for Summer. That's all I'm saying. Man, she was so close to being rescued, I think.
I really wish that there was a wish list out there of someone, trustworthy, that we could get gifts to the boys,
Yeah, that would be awesome.
because they really deserve a good Christmas. I mean, they've lost their sister, their parents, not a big loss there, their home. They're in a strange environment. I hope they're adapting well. I really hope the boys have a great Christmas. I really do.
And I hope Don and Candace have a terrible one. God damn it.
Hey, Kevin, your camera's on. What's up, buddy?
I know.
Amanda said, I know it's sad on Summer's part, but she saved her brothers. Yeah, she did. She broke a cycle. She broke a huge cycle in that house. She definitely did. Oh, I see you. You said DCS has toy drives. Cool. So can we
sorry
donate?
about that.
That
was my fault.
Don't worry about it, buddy. We're laid back here. It's not a problem.
I'd love to show my face, but it's just like there's just too much crazy shit on YouTube, man. It just is. I don't know. Anyway,
we go on camera and Discord all the time.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, this whole abduction thing, and them be, Candace being the mom patrol and Don the hardworking dad that supports his family. What a freaking joke. You tell me, one person tell me what's so great? What have they done so great for their kids? Seems to me nothing. Those kids, man, her 5 years on earth weren't what a 5-year-old should have gotten, you know? It's just sad. And this shit goes on even worse shit. And every day.
Mhm.
Tougher laws, man. Tougher laws.
Tougher laws. You're exactly right. And what's sad about laws is the reason there's a law is because someone did something wrong.
They're made to be broken.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone did something wrong, and that's the reason we have laws. There has to be tougher laws for crimes against children. Period. Period. I'm
Yeah.
still very, very irritated because when I look at the case of Evelyn Boswell, they locked up her mother for lying to the police. The fact that Candace has changed her story so many times, and please don't tell me it's because it was a traumatic event and she couldn't remember. You remember traumatic events. You remember that. You remember those things.
Yeah,
There's
you
one
do.
version of the truth.
Yep.
So when they put Maggie Boswell in jail for lying to the police, so they I think it was like February they arrested her. If I'm wrong, let me know. And I think it was August of that year that they hit her with like 19 felonies. I think it's a good time to separate the two because someone is going to sing like a bird.
That's a great point. When my daughter died, I can remember what I was wearing. I can even smell the smell of the room we were in when the doctor came in.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember every minute. I can remember the drive to the emergency room. But Candace can't remember nothing. Bullshit, folks. She's a
Mm-mm,
liar.
mm-mm.
So is Don, and so is Granny. They're all lying.
Yep. Think about your most traumatic, worst day of your life. Worst day. Or think about your best day. Think about your best day. You remember, you remember, you remember, you remember. She can't make heads or tails out of what happened the afternoon of June 15th.
Yeah, and isn't it funny? She goes to the Dr. Phil show and then brings up a blue minivan. What does that tell you?
Mm-hmm.
She's a liar. She's been lying the whole time.
Yeah. And like Matrix said, selective memory is working here. Selective memory. Holly, my daughter passed at home 3 years ago, and I still remember every detail. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about your daughter. I am so sorry.
Yeah, it's terrible. I hope that you are dealing with it, and I hope you're well.
Yep, superior dreams. They can't even remember birthdays. And I hate when people are like, well, they're just not good with dates. Nah. I didn't ask the date of when you got your first checking account. Your daughter's birthday.
Or
Your
this one,
daughter's birthday.
they're just poor country folk. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. No.
Listen, Don makes good money drywalling. Don't kid yourself.
Exactly right. Joy catcher. That's my worst nightmare for something to happen to my children. Absolutely. Absolutely. Then I kind of go back to when Don said he always had a feeling he knew something was going to happen to Summer. Why would you even have that feeling or that inkling unless you knew your wife is an abusive mother and that she'd already lost 2 children to CPS in Wisconsin. Is that why you had that feeling? Is that why you said that? I want to know.
That's a great point. Yeah, maybe he was saying that because of Candace's behavior. Who knows?
Mhm.
But it fits. And the other thing is what I say about kids. Just make sure you tell them you love them every day, because you never know if you get that phone call and it sucks.
Nobody wants that phone call. It is
No.
not part of the circle of life to bury your children. And it has never happened to me. I don't want it to happen to me, but it changes a person. It changes them. But you know who it didn't change in this story? Candace.
Yeah. Even to this day, I would trade places with my daughter in a New York second.
I know you would. I know you would. I know you would. It didn't change her at all. Let's look at some of the things that she said very early on Facebook, on Facebook, when she said, "What am I supposed to do?" And many people were replying to her because she had it all in all on public. What am I supposed to do? One person after another said, "Search your property. She's got to be around there somewhere. She has to be." When she was on Dr. Phil and they were trying to get information out of her, what did she say? "It's not helping me, but it's not helping me." They're not there to help you. They want to find your daughter. They want Summer. They're not there to help you. They're trying to help you say something and remember something. But like you said, it's not helping you. What would help her? What would help Candace?
A lobotomy?
Oh, shit. That's a good one.
Yep. Yeah, seriously.
Mhm.
She is, listen, folks, don't let her ever fool you. She is not a hyper-vigilant mom. She did not walk Summer over to the damn door.
Mm-mm.
That right there was a huge red flag to me, because Candace is not. What did the other, I'm not sure who said it, but that she passes out all the time and loses her kids. That's
Mhm.
why they didn't believe Summer was abducted. Right?
Not abducted. Nope. 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 But we got to sell it. 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 No matter what they say, we're not going to back away from that, right? I don't mean us, I mean them. Because they will never admit foul play. And the wandering off story, they sealed that deal early on because they said she would never just wander off. She would never go off the hill. They said she would never go off the hill. So it can only be an abduction because we know that June Cleaver Wells would never hurt a child, right? Yeah, right.
Yeah. Trying to sell that mom thing. That's a
Mhm.
damn joke,
Opposite day.
Candace.
Opposite day.
Hell, one of your kids has brain damage from a freaking bat. How's that?
Yep. The whole thing is disgusting. And like we talked about in our deflection show, we said if they say the basement door is important, forget it. If they say
Yep.
the dog trail is important, forget it. If they say the Subaru is important, forget it. Look for what they don't mention. That's what's important. That is what's important.
And look at their storyline. It's so easy to follow. Planting flowers. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They can't remember anything else, but boy, they remember planting them damn flowers.
They never can mention like where they bought the flowers. Did they stop
Nope.
and buy flowers that day?
Nope. They can't. That stupid little easy storyline to try to remember. Let's keep it, the kiss theory. Keep it simple, stupid. That's
Mhm.
what they're doing.
Yep. And you're right. They're succulents. We say flowers because we're repeating what she said. We were planting flowers. You're right. They're cactus. They're succulents. But she never has anything to back it up. This is where we bought them. I wish somebody would ask her when you finally get her on, ask her specifics and see if she answers. Just like when she called 911, she went for a walk. She came back later in 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, Summer was gone. In 10 minutes, you wouldn't assume your child was abducted. You would assume they're somewhere around your house or somewhere in the neighborhood, somewhere on the property. But she was gone.
Yeah. And if Candace is so scared of bears, snakes, and coyotes, why did send her boys out to look for Summer? Why? If that was true, you would be hyper vigilant when your kids were out in the yard if you're afraid a damn bear's going to attack them. So that right there was bullshit too.
Well, especially on WJHL, she's like, I don't take any walks because I'm scared. I'm scared of the bears and the snakes. But you told 911 that's exactly where your ass was, that you had taken a walk. A walk. That's what you said. Now, I've said it wrong a million times, and I've said she went on a run or whatever, because I assume she meant an errand, okay? But she said she went on a walk. Now, after all of that day's activity, and I mean, all she can fill that timeline in when they got home is planting flowers, which didn't happen, or succulents, cactus, whatever you want to call them, because that wasn't newly moved dirt. The picture that was put online is definitely something that had been sitting there for a long time. That was not newly moved around dirt. It had weeds in it, okay? So she said she did that, adjusted the knee brace. She thought she might have done some laundry. One thing she never mentions is in that 3 hours, roughly, is when she got home that she checked on her sons. Never mentions that. Never mentions her sons that day. After being gone all day long and your 3 sons were home alone doing chores, the first thing you would do as mom patrol is you would go in the house. Hey boys, how's your day? What all did you get done? Did you eat? Let me fix you something. But you plant flowers? You haven't seen your 3 children all day, your 3 sons.
Yeah. I'm just telling you, you would remember every second of that day. You just would. Been there, done it, man. And this is bullshit, people. She can't remember if she did laundry. That's such a lie.
It is. It's all a lie. She didn't do laundry. She didn't check on her sons. She didn't cook dinner. She didn't plant flowers. No, she had other things going on. And that's the reason she can't remember, selective memory, what went on. Well, guys, I'm going to start winding this down. Oh, Santa Claus. Kevin changed his avatar.
Yeah, but it's the holidays. It's Christmas. We got to be showing Santy, right?
Santa Claus. You're Santa Claus at your house?
Yep, I am. The old man, Santa Claus, the old man.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, before we close, I just want to thank everybody for sticking with Summer. Don't back off, man. Never look back. Push the throttle and just go forward. Because I'm telling you, folks, this ain't an abduction, in my opinion. And in my opinion, it will be solved. They cannot get away with this.
Not at all. Not at all. Have a lot of new people in here, guys. Hit that sub button. Give us a like. Share the video. We love seeing you guys in here every morning. Love talking to you between shows and Discord. If you want to come to Discord, send me an email. I'll get you the link. And in the meantime, I hope you have a spectacular day. Enjoy the holidays. We will see you here tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. And don't forget our Christmas show that's coming on Thursday. You guys are the best. We have the best chat on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.